Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play for Farming Simulator 22 as we continue our tribute run here on Elmcreek. And we are done liming for the moment. So let me just get you parked somewhere out of the way, because we will need to keep you and do more with you momentarily. Now I need to go grab the roller from the store, which I haven't got yet, but I do need to get, so that we can start rolling our wheat field over there. In fact, let me actually go ahead and get the worker to drive you over there so I can check in on that guy, because I think he's stuck. There we go. Alright, so yeah, for some reason you do not like this side of the field. On the other side you're fine, even though it's basically the exact same angle. But for some reason this side he just says like, no, I'm good, I'm done. Of course, we see the field stones. I did turn those off, so they're just there graphically. Alright, get you finished up. You're almost to the store. Let's see here. Let's grab our roller. We're just going to go ahead and stick with the smaller one for now, and I'm going to go ahead and buy it, finally. Yep. Just because we're going to need it multiple times at different times of the year. All that lime on our tractor right now. Because we're doing so many things with the seeder, I might eventually get a bigger seeder at some point. Or I guess alternatively, if I ever buy the planter, then that can just do the soybeans and we only have to do, you know, the smaller fields with the seeder, to be fair. Looks like our seeder missed a spot. We'll have to come back and get that here momentarily. This thing's so covered in white too. All right, so it's 51 and 55 are the two fields that we want to do with wheat. So I'll zip over here to 51 real quick. I should go check on our clothes because it's been a couple months since I've looked. Make sure it's not full. Oh, nice, got some space. Should be all right. You still have cotton? You do not. Okay, so we are empty on the cotton for one of our spinneries. The other one does still have some though. But that's just because they were not balanced out. In the future, we'll have them a little bit more balanced, and they should both be able to run for a good chunk of the year. Changing our crop over here. Oh yeah, I guess we check to see real quick. What is the expected? Oh, it's even worse. 200. Whew. Yeah. Definitely wheat is not a way to fix the issues either. You want to be able to figure this one out? Actually, one thing we can do real quick, just to help him out a little bit. So if we start over here on this other side, they do really good. They typically do better going up the increase in angle, but the decrease in angle sometimes just throws them off. So if we just come over here and start him off over here, then I think he'll actually be able to figure out the rest. Let's get you getting this header over here, and then you should be good on your own. I'm actually kind of excited to do another crop. It's going to be fun, just having all 4 of our crops rolling. We'll still keep our cotton, capped out, maxed out, because that is our our moneymaker, to be fair. So 41 and 42 will become our cotton fields, because that gives us just a little bit more cotton than we have currently. So I think that'll be perfect. And then we will do... sorghum won't go. We'll only do one sorghum. Sorghum will be on field 50 to our right over here. And then, not sorghum, sorry, soybeans will be to our right. The other soybean field will be 54, which we're not going to buy yet. We'll buy that later. I'd actually love to look at the code for this AI, just to kind of see what are its trigger points. What are its points where it's like, okay, I'm sensing where I'm at on this field, or where I'm at in the map, so I know this is the edge of a field. Or maybe it's less the AI, because the AI should be programmed basically the same no matter what you're looking at, right? But maybe it's how you set the boundaries of the field properly for the AI to identify that. Oh, he didn't get all the way to the end, so it wasn't quite perfect. Okay, fair enough. And we can fix that later. It's not really a problem, it's just interesting. Alright, so what else? We also need to get the sprayer, which, I think it's probably a time to go ahead and just buy the sprayer and be done with that as well. Now, we could go cheap and get the Convertland, but I say cheap. It's a little cheaper. But no, we're a John Deere farm, so we're going to stick with the John Deere. I'm going to keep you on the narrow tires just because why not? Obviously, we're going to do see and spray. The only one we can do narrow tires is the Trailbergs. Yeah, fair enough. 92,000 bucks. Okay, so I need to get some more money, which we are going to go ahead and do. I'm just going to go ahead and get it all, just be done with it, and then we'll tackle the problem of paying off the loan, as time as time progresses. The most loan I will allow myself to take, though, is a $1 million loan. That's it. Anything past that, that's it. That's I'm not going to go crazy. because otherwise then we're really going to get in trouble with the interest rates and stuff like that. So I'm going to limit myself to $1 million, and go from there. I'm going to try to avoid going all the way up to $1 million if we can help it. But in a case like this where I know we're going to need it, we might as well just go ahead and get it. Now, obviously, since I'm buying it, I might as well, there's no reason not to buy it now. It does not make any difference there, other than I guess it's one more month of the loan, to be fair. But, why not? Let's go ahead and get it set up, done. We're going to be using immediately next month anyway. Eventually, I wouldn't mind 2 of these, so that we can have one just stays filled with fertilizer and one that just stays filled with herbicide. But that is a problem for another day. I don't know why he still has trouble with those rows. Like I said, I eventually I do want to get a different seeder. Oh, big bud. Like, what kind of seeder would I prefer to have? Because the one we have right now is the Potager? No. We have the Vaderstad Rapid A. Okay, so it's this one right here. I mean, this Borgalt, it's the same width though. Like, there's just no benefit of that one over the one we've got, other than it does hold twice as much seed. Actually, a little bit more than twice as much. I don't think we want to go as far as to go with these carts. I think that's just too long of a train for the size and just the dimensions of our field, right? I think that's just too much, which does mean this one's off limits because we wouldn't have the thing to attach to that. This Terminator, I mean, it still doesn't have the seed thing. We'd have to go with this, which again, same problem. It's just too big, I think. There's really just not a lot of options here without, again, going with the carts. We could try this one. It's literally the exact same size, right? So there's no gain there. Same horsepower, actually, as well. I wish this one was cultivating, too, because I wouldn't mind that one. Or this one, even. But they just don't do the cultivating. We could always do the cultivating separately, but at this point, why? Like, we've gotten this far in our process to where we just don't need a separate cultivator. And honestly, yeah, it's a little bit wider, but it's actually double the width, obviously. But we have to do 2 passes. So why not make a single pass in half the width? And it's basically ultimately kind of comes down to the same thing, right? I might try this one at some point. It may just be shaped better to just better line up. Who knows? I just think these are too wide, too long. I mean, it's possible this one could work because it's just a little bit shorter, but I still think it would have trouble. Yeah, I don't know. There's not a lot of options. I wonder if there's a John Deere seeder I can get as a mod. I might do that just to see if there's just a way to get something just strictly John Deere, because that'd be kind of fun. If it's well made. I mean, obviously, I want to make sure, get things that are good enough to use. Not that there's a lot that are like poorly made, to be honest, but I don't want something that just looks bad because, yeah, okay, it's effectively a John Deere thing, but it's, maybe they just didn't do a really good job of getting the model itself, portrayed. That did not work out. It didn't turn quite right. There we go. That was better. All right, next thing you're going to seed would probably be sorghum. I'm just going to switch it over to sorghum just for now. If we need to do soybeans, we'll do that, but I think it'll be sorghum. We will need to get more seed at some point. Anything for this tractor to do right this second? I don't think so, right? This is just waiting on this guy. All right, I'm going to put a quick pause in here. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I went away to just go see if I could find any good mods for it, like John Deere, planters, seeders, things like that. There were a couple John Deere, you know, there was like one or two planters, one or two seeders that I saw that were just kind of small, honestly, and not really quite what I was looking for. They'd be kind of a smaller contraption than what we have now. And I don't know if that they would do the cultivating as well. I did download a couple mods that I don't think I'll end up using, but it was kind of hard to see the details until I put them into the game and see what they look like. One is there's this John Deere right here, which is, you know, similar to the one we've got here, the 1775 NT, except I guess this is the 2022 variant, that does include the ability to have fertilizer at the same time, right? Which is pretty cool. Kind of like the Kinsey here. It's the same width as the first one, obviously. Like I said, it's basically the same thing. It's pretty cool looking. Don't get me wrong. I don't know that we'll do it because we're not really doing fertilizer at that stage at the moment. Factory mounted set for fertilizer. What is that? Oh, I guess that's for having like the fertilizer on the front. Can you add GPS to this? Strange. I'm not sure what that would do. So anyway, that's an option, but it's again, I'll probably just stick with the one we keep using. And then I found this Great Plains one that's at least, you know, the same color, to be fair. It obviously looks very similar, but it does not do, oh wow, that thing bounced funny. It does not do the cultivating at the same time. So most likely not going to use either of those, but you know, there's options. There's a few options out there. Like I said, there weren't any other really John Deere, good John Deere ones that I could see that also allowed you to do cultivating. So nothing that I wanted to use over what we're currently using. And again, we could always go back to cultivating, you know, ourselves. I mean, I suppose there's probably are there any John Deere cultivators of any variants? There's not. Wow. I bet there's some of those online that I could find. Yeah, interesting. And then maybe John Deere doesn't make it. Honestly, I don't know for sure. Not something I usually look for. But anyway, that's something to think about. Doesn't have to be everything has to be John Deere, to be fair. It's just as much as we can. That'd be nice. I'm just going to park you right here. Should be fine. Kind of out of the way. All right, so all our wheat stuff is rolled. So we got our 2 wheat fields now. Ready to go. And we just need to, obviously we're going to have to be ready to fertilize and herbicide next a month. Anything else we need to do today? No, not right now, right? Because we're not ready to harvest anything else yet. Are these 2 different stages? They look like 2 different color greens almost. Let's go ahead and get over to the next month, and I think we're going to be ready to harvest our soybeans, and then also be doing either the herbicide or the first fertilizer, whichever we decide to do first, of the wheat. Big leasing cost on the vehicles, but that's just because we kept the harvester, obviously, so kind of expected. What's on that field down below us? Oh, it's also soybeans. I mean, do I ever want to buy this field? 0.87. To be fair, that would bring my wheat fields, which I wouldn't be planting wheat on it right now. I'd have to wait till next cycle. That would bring everything very close to 3 acres, I should say. Or hectares, actually, to be specific. Because I can make that a wheat field to go with 51 and 55, because that was my smallest one. That's a possibility. I don't really need to buy it right now, though, to be fair, even though it does have soybean on it. I think we'll be all right. It's not really the best field in the world, though. It's obviously, of all the fields we have, or that we can see, one of the most awkward. I mean, 37, 36 would be good. 39 obviously would have been a good field at some point if we'd gone that direction instead, maybe. There are definitely lots of options. 52 is actually not a bad field, to be fair. Would be relatively easy to manage. It's actually got pretty good yield expectation as well. Technically, we can still plant wheat. It's tempting, but then I have to take out a bigger loan, which I've already taken out. Well, I still got a couple hundred thousand if I want to get to that million mark of my limit. All right, sorry, I got distracted. Let's go get our sprayer slash... Well, I guess it's just a sprayer. Whether it's doing fertilizer or herbicide, it's still a sprayer. Let me get you just driving over there because I'm going to need to fix the harvester here in a moment. You need to grab the lime. We're going to dump that over there here in a moment. Actually, we might need the sprayer to do. I don't know if the contraption can that's detecting the fertilizer also detects the lime or not. I don't think it does, but I guess it doesn't hurt to hold off. It's not like we have to do it urgently. We just have to do it before we plant again, which we're not planting again on this one because this is going to be cotton until February, probably. So actually, instead of doing this, let's just grab the trailer. Excuse me, coming through. I assume we have weeds on those new fields. Yes, we do. was like, what is it doing? I was confused for a moment of where it was positioned. I'm glad you do not destroy crops. Oh, just realized the time. All right. Well, we're going to have to put a cut in there when we come back. Obviously, we'll get the soybeans finished up. And fast forward another month, start getting the cotton. And then really kind of start getting our fields pretty much in their final state. And what I mean by that, obviously, is just kind of the crops that I plan on keeping on them for however long we're doing this, you know. So I think that'll be good. Let's go over and get this unloaded real quick. Let me check on you, though. Oh, I need to do that end at the end, but we'll come back and do that in a moment. But anyway, I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye. I wanted to give a special shout out to the following channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.